What's good, Black Star Podcast? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Jared. Y'all, today we're gonna be doing a look at Kendra G. I understand that I haven't done Kendra G videos in a while, but today we're gonna be doing a video today. So let's go ahead and get started.
Girl.
You ready?
I'm ready. Hey,
Hey, what's your name, babe?
I'm Harley,
Harley. Harley, how old are you?
31.
31. What do you do for a living?
I work in mental health.
Mental health?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any kids?
No, absolutely not.
No kids. Where you calling me from? Like, where do you live?
I stay in LA, but I'm from New
LA.
Orleans.
Okay.
Mhm.
You ever been married?
No, ma'am.
No. And what do you? Okay, so Harley, what's your zodiac sign?
I'm a Pisces.
Pisces. So we got Harley, LA, 31 Pisces. She works in mental health. No kids. What kind of man you looking for, boo?
Okay, so I am looking for someone who is considerate, someone thoughtful, someone who can communicate their needs, someone who's not avoidant of depth, not averse to depth, not overwhelmed by substance, somebody who is not avoidant of conflict. I notice a lot of people get a little skittish when it comes to confronting conflict. Someone who is honest, trustworthy, kind, sweet, reliable, a person of their word for sure, and someone with a high emotional intelligence.
Okay, what are your deal breakers?
Let me just stop her right there. High level on emotional intelligence. Now, I got a feeling that this masculine ass woman is gonna be everything contradictory towards her own list.
Somebody with kids, someone who doesn't believe in science, so like an anti-vaxxer, somebody who's right-wing, conservative, moderate, anybody who's not liberal or left-wing is a deal breaker. Someone who's
Everything you just asked for is a conservative man. Dumbass. And you don't want to you want somebody that's liberal. A liberal is going to be like 50-50, bitch. They going to be my emotions. What the fuck is going on?
smoke cigarettes. That's probably it, I guess.
So if a man is not vaccinated, you don't want to date him.
Mostly no. I'm open to like hearing people's reasoning. If it's something that has to do with like, let's say maybe religion, or specifically if they're immunocompromised. So if they were to be vaccinated, they have a higher propensity for death or becoming sick, then I view that differently. But somebody who just like does not believe in science is a no for me. Somebody who wasn't vaccinated since a child, so then they would be likely to become sick if they were vaccinated now. That's different than someone who was vaccinated as a kid.
Not necessarily, because over time, without vaccines, you adapt to your surroundings. Your body creates natural antibodies towards different diseases. So obviously, this woman isn't too keen on what actually happens in somebody's body. Now, a vaccine is for fast development of antibodies, and what they do is they inject you with a micro dose of that pathogen or virus, and it compromises your immune system and triggers your immune system to create antibodies to fight that specific infection, regardless if it's a mutation or not. So what this woman doesn't understand is natural adaptation to the environment. That's what she doesn't understand. She wants you just to believe in anything. Now, also to that too is this: a lot of pharmaceutical companies compromise your immune system themselves. They put certain stuff in certain vaccines and medicines to keep you sick in a sense, because if they keep you sick, they continue to make money. If you find different ways, that's less money out of their pocket.
And now opts to not be vaccinated.
Okay, fair enough. Your position is your position, not trying to sway you in any way. But did you see the news article that came out last week that said that the increase of deaths, some have been linked to being vaccinated?
I haven't seen the news article, but I
Yeah.
think also there's a lot of propaganda in general that tends to come out where if it's a point of controversy or contention or something new that people
Yeah, this woman's talking about controversy. How? Let me ask y'all a question. Back in 2020, when the pandemic was going on, how is it that they came up with that vaccine so quick? If they was having all of these different deaths and stuff, how did they come out with all these vaccines so quickly? There's only two ways. They A, knew about it before it was released to the public, or for about the path the COVID. They either knew about COVID coming, or they already had an antiviral vaccine already made. They just need to actually produce it, and they have to find a way to produce it for a global scale, not just America, but for a global scale. Or I don't know, shit. This woman's out of off a rocker.
tend to link it to that. And I think people die from a lot of other reasons too. And again, I feel like because it's a newer thing, people are more inclined to link it to such as opposed to a myriad of other factors that could play a role.
Okay, fair enough. Your position is your position. Should the guy look a certain way?
Black, all shades of black. I would say honestly, no lighter than Stephen Curry.
No lighter than Stephen Curry.
Yeah, it was pretty light. But all shades of black.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say, and when I say black, you know what, I want to be specific. So like an American black man
An American black
or
man.
an Americanized black man. So it could be a black man who, let's say his family is from Jamaica, but he's been in America, you know, is born in America. So he has like duality in terms of alignment with his culture in Jamaica, but also American culture. That or
This woman don't know what the fuck she want. She wants a leader, but she wants a simp. I don't understand how those two correlate, but okay. She wants a dumbass and a leader.
someone who's just born in America and their parents from America, and you know.
Okay. We have a paid question for you.
Okay.
Just Shay Talkin said, even though we are out of the pandemic era, you still hold not being vaxxed against him, even if he's healthy, even if he's everything you are looking for?
That's a good question. And me being forthcoming, I'll say I've stopped asking, even though we are still technically in a pandemic, but it's just not talked about as often.
No, we are not. Pandemic officially ended last year. There's still cases, but we're out of it. It's not on a global scale like it was. So therefore, she's lying. She can't answer the question. So what she's trying to do is she's trying to throw a little tidbit in there to try to throw you off. But no, we're not in a pandemic. There's cases still around, but that's gonna happen. Same thing with a virus. Same thing with all this other shit. But the problem is, get people like this talking long enough, they'll tell you exactly what the hell they're thinking in their head. And clearly, it's not a lot for her.
I think because it's been normalized and the expectation, and we've kind of adapted to what the world is now. But also because I work in the healthcare field, that's also why I'm pretty adamant. But I'll say, and me being forthcoming, I've stopped asking people about it. If he wasn't vaccinated and if he is healthy and it's not due to not believing in science, then that's different. But if he's not vaccinated because he's just anti-vaccine, period, and not just COVID, but anti all vaccines, then that's a deal breaker still, because then he wouldn't be everything I'm looking for.
Okay. Okay. All right, let's keep going. What was the last question I asked you? Okay, look, like, should he make a certain amount of money?
Largely, no. I would just want him to have all of his own things. So, like his own space, like living space, and even if that means he has roommates, but his own space, he can't be staying with his people. His own car, which I feel kind of is like a obvious, but you know, if you live in somewhere like New York, then you don't really need a car, and that's different. Because before I moved to LA, I was actually staying in Oakland for like 3 years, and then I lived in New York for about 6 years. So I like to move around a lot. But somebody with his own stuff, somebody who's independent. But if I had to put a number, I'd say 70K and up.
Okay, 70K and up. What is the age range you would date? You're 31.
I would say 29 to 38.
Okay, should he be in LA?
Preferably. If not, state of California is cool.
Okay. Harley, let's do the Kendra Cam.
Okay.
Okay, looks like you're in good shape.
Oh, hold on. So you can see my legs. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you have a cute shape. Okay. We see you, Harley, but woo.
Red flag number 1, tattoo on the shoulder. Red flag number 2, tattoo on her thigh. Red flag number 3, she has a nose piercing. She's out. Boy, I can't wait to see what else she says.
Do you want kids one day?
No, ma'am.
You don't want kids?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So
Not
did the
yet.
guy have kids already?
No.
So you want,
I would be looking for someone who doesn't have kids and doesn't want kids.
okay.
Like somebody who's more of either they could live without having kids, but not somebody who's like, absolutely, I want kids. So either you don't want them or you're okay with never having them.
Okay. And you don't want them to have kids already?
No. Unless they're adults, but then his age would likely be higher than my range if that were the case.
Okay. Okay. When was your last relationship?
3 years ago.
3 years ago. You don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask. When's the last time you was intimate with someone?
I'll pass.
Okay. 3 flaws you have to work on.
Anxiety. I think my anxiety kind of manifests in different ways. And so sometimes that can look like thought rumination about things that have happened already or worries about things in the future. Also kind of a control freak in a sense. Not control as in like controlling of another person, but control like I'm hyper independent. I'm used to things in my space being the way that it is. Any man who's looking for, and this is a deal breaker part, but any man who's looking for a woman who is quote unquote submissive or will utilize the term submissive or feminine or even the trio of feminine fit, that no, that's a no. And it has to be a really progressive man.
Any man's gonna be looking for a woman to be feminine and submissive. You got those kick ass niggas that's out here talking about, oh, I take her because of this and this, cause she got a fat ass. But 9 times out of 10, he could be just there to smash and dash. You always want to be combative when you trying to get a man, but then when a man actually do something, you don't want to listen. I don't understand that. I really don't. And the bad part is, boy, this shit's going on and on every day.
But flaws, so anxiety, I would say I can be perceived as really serious if you don't know me. Though I like to laugh a lot, but it has to be the type of humor that I'm into. The third one, I would say I can be a little rigid sometimes with certain things. Like I'm very used to my routine. And so getting me out of that routine or getting me to try something new food wise, I'll try like anything adventurous wise. But food wise,
So you don't want to try food that you're not familiar with?
not necessarily that I'm not familiar with, but food if it's not aesthetically pleasing. Because there are some foods that I hear taste good, but I won't try it if I don't like how it looks. So it has to be a food that looks appealing to me, or like an extension of a food that I already know that I like.
And a man that desires a woman that is fit and feminine, if he says that, he's a turn off to you.
He can say fit, but I think the combination of fit, feminine, but it's specific more so to submissive fit, feminine, just because in my understanding, that's very much Kevin Samuels rhetoric. And usually that comes from a guy who's more on the misogynistic end of things. And I'm not looking to be led.
Why is it that y'all believe that a man that's talking about being fit, feminine, friendly, and submissive is misogynistic? See, hold up. Y'all always want to call things misogynistic when you don't like the way it sounds. What man is gonna want a woman that's gonna be a combative ass chick? Well, who wants that? I gotta come home and I gotta damn go to war with you over who's making dinner. Don't nobody want to deal with that shit. That's what a lot of you masculine ass females don't get. We don't want to deal with the broad that's masculine as shit because, in the sense, we coming home to another nigga. Like that shit is unattractive like a motherfucker. And a lot of men are saying that shit left and right. Stop it. We don't want to deal with a masculine bitch.
Led by anybody. I'm not looking to be guided. I'm not looking to submit to anybody. I want to be a partner.
So
no man is going to want a woman that is not going to submit to his direction. We can already tell you don't have good direction in your life already. You going to be the same type of chick when you hit 40 that's going to be like, where did all the good men go when she don't find a husband?
man, so let's take the words separately. If a man says he wants a submissive woman, you don't want to be with that man?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so if he wants to be with a fit woman, that wouldn't turn you off.
Right.
If he wanted to be with a feminine woman, that wouldn't turn you off. Or what does that turn?
It depends on how he would define feminine, only because specifically, I don't identify as being, I'm more aligned with my masculine energy than my feminine energy. And that's just me being very forthcoming about it. And so when I hear feminine, I interpret that as like almost excessive softness.
Excessive softness? You know, this is the reason why a lot of black women feel like black men don't want to be with black women. This mindset right here is the key factor as to why a lot of black men don't want to deal with black women. I'm more in tune with my masculine energy. So you want a man to come in with masculine energy while you have your masculine energy. That's like two niggas fighting over damn spot the damn lead. You talk about you want a partner. Ma'am, don't no man want a partner. He wants a woman, not a man, in a dress.
While I have, of course, feminine qualities and I can be nurturing and supportive and loving.
That's you just literally said that you're more in tune with your masculine energy. So nurturing is feminine. What are you talking about?
I don't subscribe to necessarily femininity, though of course.
You don't subscribe to femininity. That makes the fucking day.
Again, I have a mix of both, but I'm more aligned in my masculine energy than the feminine.
Okay, so with that being said, one would say that you need a beta male, a man that wouldn't mind you in the leading position. So do you think that's the type of man that would work best for you?
I don't think I necessarily subscribe to that because a beta male, or by I guess definition of beta male, would mean that I didn't have to lead, even though I'm comfortable with leading. But I'm seeking more of a
So
partner.
but you just said you don't want to be led. So
I don't want to be led. No.
so if
So
you don't want to be led and you don't want him to be the leader, then who leads the relationship?
is it not possible to just be partners?
And this is that bullshit that Kevin was talking about. You can't have a relationship without a leader. That ain't how this shit go. You gonna have somebody gonna have to lead. If you don't want to, if you don't want to be led, and he's not leading, who the fuck? That relationship is in a tailspin, and it is it's going to go down fast. She just contradicted herself. Is it not possible to be partners? No. This is that dumbass shit that people be talking about. Nobody wants to deal with a masculine ass woman, and then y'all get mad when men say, I don't want to deal with a masculine bitch. Key reason why I'm here.
Because the way that I'm viewing it is the idea that you don't have to lead, I don't have to lead, or even taking turns in leading. But I guess I don't view it as leading.
This ain't Ring Around Rosie with leadership. What the fuck are you talking about? We can take turns leading. How the fuck does that work?
I view it as like we're both equals in it. And so I could decide I want to do this and you go along with that. And you decide, okay, well, I kind of want to do that. And then I could go along with that.
So but you guys, let's talk about the money. So you split the bills equally too?
I'm okay with that.
Okay, is that the kind of situation you desire? So you'll be 50-50 on everything. Your 50-50 partnership relationship, 50-50 bills as well. Mm-hmm. Okay, you know you got some paid questions.
Oh,
okay. Please stop. Okay, LII said, respectfully, are you a robot?
Wouldn't be possible with the work that I do. I work with people on a day-to-day basis.
Ooh. Chance that she said, oh Lord, we got a feminist on our hands.
That part. Next.
I'm gonna read them first. Okay, this one. Jihan Day said, health is wealth, but you're average in LA and you don't want kids. How is a man supposed to look past all the baddies in LA and select you?
I'm not responsible for your perception of me. You can perceive me to be average and that's cool, but I don't want you anyway. So we'll be doing.
Yep. She's going to be one of these cat moms, I'm telling you.
Thanks.
Ooh, next. This one said, fellas, take notes. Just because a girl looks good and speaks well don't mean a thing. This girl is crazy as the day is long.
You're entitled to your perception. Like, okay. And that person wasn't even specific on.
If multiple men and a lot of men are saying the same shit, the problem is you.
On what they would identify as crazy. But there are a lot of cousins and people that watch that I don't align with in any way, shape, or form. So again,
they're not the ones for you anyways. Pharaoh Kingdom said, all these demands, but won't give the man a legacy. Good luck.
The man I want would foresee legacy as not just in a human form, but he could create his own legacy through business or otherwise.
Legacy deals with family. After all the hard work I do in life, I want to build something for my family. That is what men mean by legacy. I want to be able to leave my children my legacy. The family legacy, the family name. I don't want to just live, work myself to death, build a business just to build my business up to the point where it's making billions of dollars. And that business gets turned over to the government and then making money off of my name, when that money should have went towards generational and family wealth. Just because it look good don't mean it's good, y'all.
She got to come back for everything y'all saying. Chance the Chief said, people change after marriage. If your husband's views or beliefs change after time, would you divorce him?
Well, I guess it depends on the view or belief change. Like, is this a core change, like part of identity? Or is this like, because I subscribe to people evolving over time too, just like he'll change over time, so will I. And so I would anticipate, well, one, I don't view like a marriage or relationship or otherwise ending as fault of the either party. I view it as simple incompatibility. So like I could be compatible.
Yep, this is the type of woman you stay away from. This is the type of woman you smash and dash and keep it moving. This is the type of woman that you just you leave by the wayside.
Compatible with this person right now with who I am now and who they are right now. And then later in time, maybe we aren't compatible anymore. But I don't take it as a failure on my part or their part. So, but to your question, I guess it depends on the beliefs or views that change.
Okay. Okay, we did that one. This one also says she need to date a politician respectfully. Okay. Coach King Rod said, it's funny how liberals believe they are the gatekeepers of science. Science does not have a political disposition. The truth has no agenda.
I don't know that I brought up politics at all. I think all I said was liberal. And if you want me to specify, I can. So when I say liberal, I don't mean.
You said you don't want a conservative man. Conservative man, conservative in his values. And this would be the same type of woman that a dog gonna talk about trans rights.
Mean under necessarily Democratic Party or otherwise. I mean a person who's progressive in belief. So that means, oh, and these are deal breakers. Somebody who's not homophobic, transphobic, xenophobic, any of that. So someone left wing.
Well, this one agrees.
Like I said, she's a crazy. Run.
With you on something you said, so I definitely want to bring them on. Infoco said it is possible to be partners and both can lead. That does not make a man a beta. Okay. So
Says a woman that's probably still single. And this is the problem that a lot of women run into. Nobody tells them the truth until it's too late. Or they're too hard-headed and stubborn to actually listen to truth. Their thought processes is singular and focused on one thing instead of focusing on multiple different things. And what I mean by that is this. They focus on one thing of being a liberal. So that means that they'll go for anything, even if it leads to their own self-destruction.
So this person agrees with you and says that is possible. All right. Did I asked you your last relationship?
Yep.
And
you asked me flaws, and then I don't know if we went after.
Okay, I think I went to the questions. Why would a guy be lucky to be with you?
So I am somebody who's dynamic. I'm well-rounded. I'm intelligent. I'm kind. I'm compassionate. I'm supportive. I'm loving. I'm audacious in all of the best ways. I'm certain of myself. I'm confident. I'm honest. I'm very direct. I'm not misleading in any way, shape, or form. I'm very straightforward.
Out of all the shit she just said, it sounded like a bunch of bullshit coming out of her ass.
I'm reciprocal. So I believe in giving back what I received twofold.
Strong, educated, and dumb as a box of rocks.
In that regard, I'm effective in my communication. I confront issues, and I am someone who believes in the issue and relationships being the issue and not my partner being the issue. So I'm all about being a team to combat that issue. I'm well-spoken / articulate. I have a vast vernacular.
Again, strong, educated, and dumb as a box of rocks. She's saying all this bullshit just to say nothing. Boy, y'all gonna learn.
am loyal, and I'm a good person. I think at the end of the day, and I'm someone who I've recognized as an anomaly in the sense that I'm still somebody out here who's open to depth with people. Like, I don't enjoy surface level conversations. I enjoy really getting to know somebody for who they are as a person and going forward with that. I'm also not a person who ghosts people. I don't believe in ghosting unless it's a circumstance where, let's say, it's emotionally unsafe to be direct about it, or physically unsafe to do that. But aside from that, I'm a relatively compassionate and understanding individual. So people can disagree with whatever my politics or my beliefs or otherwise, and that's cool. And they're just not the people for me. I don't take that as a personal thing against me. I'm well adjusted in who I am, and I'm super self-reliant.
Okay. Self-reliant as in you can rely on yourself.
100%.
Yeah. So I think your challenge is going to be just finding one person that has all of your non-negotiables, right?
No, her biggest issue is gonna be finding somebody that's gonna want to actually deal with her and her attitude. That's that.
It's one thing to have because basically some of your non-negotiables that I heard is you like a person that was vaccinated, a
Mhm.
person, ideally a person for you that does not have kids nor
Mhm.
wants kids, a man who does not want a submissive woman, a man that's willing to be a partnership. You had a couple other things. So it's like, let's say you find a guy that doesn't want kids, but he's vaccinated. That's how you find the guy who's been vaccinated, but he got kids. It's like I think your challenge is gonna be to find this one human being that literally has all your non-negotiables. I think you can find your non-negotiables, but it's just gonna be finding one human being that has all of them.
And I think with that, I'm very comfortable with myself. So I'm not willing to, certain things I'm not willing to bend on. Like the vaccination thing, that is a strong preference. And again, it goes back to just whether they believe in science or not. But then their reasoning for not being vaccinated, specifically COVID vaccinated. Now, if it's the other ones, that's a deal breaker 100%. But if it's specifically COVID, then that's a conversation. But aside from that, I think it just, certain things there's some wiggle room for. And so I'm not an unreasonable person. Like there are some things that I'll bend on, and other things I'm like, absolutely not. Like the kids is an absolutely not thing for me, just because I feel it doesn't align with the life that I want for myself. And if there's somebody who I meet and that, that's what they foresee for themselves and that's really important, I love that for them and I want them to have that. They won't have it with me, but I would love them to have that with the person they can have that with, respectfully. And like there's nothing wrong with it. So I think we've now cultivated a world where there are people, increasingly more people, who don't want kids or don't see the value in having kids, or who still really want kids, or are like hit or miss, whatever.
Yeah. Mm. She's screwed. And it's not even in the sense of she's screwed as she's really screwed. Nobody's gonna deal with this. Nobody wants a feminist type of woman. She's screwed.
And so I'm just somebody who just strongly does not want kids.
Okay. No, fair enough. We got some more paid questions. Do you want them?
Yes, ma'am. Go for it.
Okay. I'm gonna let you decide. Let me try to vet some of them first. Um, Hendrik said, so you want a man that doesn't want kids, wants a woman who acts like a man, but you disagreed when Kendra said you want a beta. LOL, you don't know what you're talking about. You want a gay bi man.
Let's be clear. What you're saying is that masculine is synonymous with man and they're not mutually exclusive. So how about we learn definition?
No, masculinity is the energy that men are supposed to operate in, and femininity is the energy that women are supposed to operate in. Let's not get that confused, ma'am. Just because you read that bullshit that you got in your fucking head out of a book doesn't make it right. See, the problem is a lot of you chicks that read that liberal bullshit. A lot of y'all read that bullshit and you take it as fact instead of doing your own fucking research or looking, or in this case, looking at the way the fucking world works. See, y'all want all of this bullshit of women can be strong, powerful, all this shit, but y'all don't realize that just because you say all this powerful damn word salad that comes out of your fucking mouth like it's damn the word of God, a lot of you don't realize is that it's supposed to be God, man, woman, and child. Man's supposed to be masculine, while women are supposed to be feminine. Y'all want to run on masculinity and attract masculine men when that's a fucking turn off. Don't no man want a masculine ass woman to come home to. Nobody do. And the problem is, y'all keep finding that shit out. You trying to force that shit down everybody's fucking throat, and nobody wants to even taste it. Nobody wants that coffee, man. Don't nobody want that nasty ass shit that y'all selling. That's the reason why y'all having to come on to platforms like Kendra's. That's the reason why y'all having to fucking try to force men to date feminists when men keep saying we don't want to date y'all. It is hell to date one of y'all. It is hell to date one of you feminists. And nobody wants to deal with that shit. No man wants to deal with it. Hell, women don't even want to deal with y'all. Y'all talk about women's power, rewar, all this bullshit. Nobody want to hear that. Y'all ruined the music industry. Y'all ruined the movie industry. Y'all ruining sports. Like, seriously. Women are good for a lot of things, but sports and talking is not it. Sometimes y'all need to learn when to shut the fuck up, because a lot of women, they were talking about the WNBA needing support. Now that they're getting Caitlin Clark, now they want everybody to damn support. Hell, women didn't even support the WNBA.
Secondly, as far as a bi man, I'm not opposed to dating a bi man because I'm a progressive woman, as I said. So either way, but no, it doesn't have to be a beta man, because I want someone who also can be assertive and knows what they want too, and has confidence too, and is self-reliant too. So somebody who's similar to me, quite frankly, and I'm okay with that. But again,
get her a 3D printer and a cloner and damn print your damn self yourself. How about that?
everybody doesn't have to understand it, and that's cool.
Okay. Let's see. I'm not sure. I don't want to go too deep here, but I'll just ask it and we'll keep going. Shaniqua Headley said, "Do you believe in God?"
Oh, this is a good one. I am someone who identifies as agnostic. I don't actually subscribe to a specific religion.
Okay. All right.
You know what? I'm gonna let this finish, and I'm done.
Ty said, I'm so glad to see a black feminist on the show.
That's nice. Thank you, Ty.
Oh my god.
All right, well, the time has come. Let's do it, Harley. We put you to.
Yeah, no, this hot fucking mess right here. Yeah. No, ain't nobody about to deal with this shit. And I'm gonna tell you this, boy, she gonna find out the hard way. That damn reality check gonna hit her so hard upside the damn head, she ain't gonna know which way to spin. But anyways, like, share, subscribe, channel, support the podcast, and Spotify.com. I'll see you guys on the flip side, and thank you guys for listening. If you guys want to support the podcast, cash at me at $skyrocket04, and I will catch you guys later. Bye, guys.